Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Upgrade Your Mindset with Luis Suarez. You know, the other day I tuned in to the Donovan Sharp show, the 6. Shout out to the guys on that panel. Especially shout out to EO. I gotta say, man, every time I see EO hop on a panel with a bunch of other content creators, he straight up kills it, man. Like, I don't just say that because he's my guy, but just the way his presentation, the way he articulates himself, it's just at a whole nother level, man. He's definitely spitting that fire. So shout out to him, shout out to the rest of the guys on that panel. And they all made great, valid points. You know, I usually don't piggyback off other people's videos. I usually try to come up with something on my own, but I felt the need to talk about this one. Not necessarily so much focusing on Will and Jada, but just focusing on everybody's perception of it. I heard a lot of guys on the panel talk about Will being the victim, Will being a lame, Jada being the man in that relationship, which on the surface, that's what it appears to be. But I need you guys to ask yourself this one. When you think about Will Smith, the A-list actor, Will Smith, the icon, Will Smith off of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Men in Black Will Smith throughout the 90s into the early 2000s and so on. Y'all really don't think that man was out there slaying shit even while he was with Jada Pinkett Smith? I'd be hard pressed to think that he wasn't out there being a hoe himself, probably at a worse degree. We just don't know about it. I know Jada Pinkett Smith is perceived as a villain in this particular situation, just off what she's expressed and, you know, her adventures outside of the marriage, outside of the relationship. But for all we know, Will Smith could have really been out here slanging shit. I mean, just think about it. I want people to understand this. First of all, we're talking about celebrities. We're talking about entertainers. We're talking about actors and actresses and these people who don't live normal lives like we do. I mean, Will isn't coming home from work every day with dinner on the table and they hopping in the same bed together. A lot of times, both of them are busy. They're making movies. They're on the road. Will Smith, you know, think about it. Think about all the movie sets and him just being everywhere. You don't think that even if he wasn't chasing anything, the pussy wasn't just falling on his lap? You know, like in the famous words of Chris Rock, he said that, shit, you could stop chasing it, but if it starts chasing you, you can't run that fast. You know, in my opinion, Will Smith being who he was at the time, it'd be pretty naive to think that he wasn't being thrown the pussy left and right. A lot of you guys are just looking at it from the constructs of just being in a relationship. Yeah, sure, he's in a relationship with Jada Pinkett, but that doesn't mean that he still wasn't getting it in. For all we know, behind the scenes, Will was really the one going hard, and Jada could have had an issue with it early on, and they probably sat down and talked about it, and Will was like, look, listen, I'm on the road, I love you, but you know, the way that this is only gonna work is if I'm out here doing my thing, you're out there doing your thing when we're not together. But of course, you know, when we do meet, it's all love, we love each other. That could be the situation, and we just don't know about it. For all we know, Will could have been a hoe on the low, you know what I'm saying, throughout this whole time, and I wouldn't doubt it. I really wouldn't. And this whole thing was his idea. But the reason that wouldn't come out is because if you look at Will Smith's career, you know, whether it's him as an actor, him as a rapper, he's kept a squeaky clean image. And that's part of what's made Will Smith, Will Smith. You know, Will Smith has a wholesome image that he's had to maintain throughout his whole career. He's never had issues with the law. If you even look at him as a rapper, he didn't swear in his songs. And that's part of what's made him admirable. It's what's made people like him so much. He's always smiling. He's always has positive energy. He's always joking around. If people were to find out that he was some kind of sexual deviant while he was in a relationship, think about how that would tarnish that image. You know, you think about Will Smith, what his target audience is. His target audience is family. Fathers and mothers and kids being able to sit in the living room and watch movies like Men in Black, like I Am Legend. Even his movies, I don't even think he's been in that many rated R films. Will Smith has been able to maintain a positive image throughout his career, and it's what's kept him successful. But anybody that's successful behind the scenes has to be an asshole. I'm sorry, like There's no way you're that successful just being that nice, passive guy all the time. I'm pretty sure behind closed doors, Will Smith is a whole nother person that we may not even realize. At some point, this shit got all fucked up with the whole August Alsina situation. I think August Alsina said some shit that wasn't supposed to really get out there, and then they had to do damage control. And then Jada Pinkett became the sacrificial lamb. Because understand this ship goes nowhere without Will Smith. Will Smith is the man. You know, you think he's stressing about Jada Pinkett? They're probably not even in love. They probably haven't slept together in years. But it's all to maintain an image for the bag, for the brand. You know what I mean? Which is the most important thing. Jada Pinkett is a sacrificial lamb in this situation because by today's societal standards, if you really think about it, men are always perceived to be dogs. So if it's known that Will Smith is out there slanging and you know, having sexual relationships with other women outside of his relationship, that shit's gonna be frowned upon by the general public, because he's just gonna fit into the status quo of all men are dogs, and that's what society perceives. Like, a lot of people in this space, we're gonna look at Will as a sucker. We're gonna look at him as a lame. Like, you, dude, you're getting played. What's going on? But to society, especially in this generation where women could do no wrong and men have to be loyal and all that shit, Will Smith is still the guy that everybody feels bad for, and they're looking at him as the good guy. Jada Pinkett could afford to be the evil bitch that is cheating on Will Smith. Will Smith can't afford to have his image tarnished, so they use Jada Pinkett in this situation to be the one that takes the hit. I mean, I can't say for sure that's what's going on, but to me that makes sense. And I think that off the August Alsina thing, they saw how much attention that got, how much traction it got, and now shit, they could have orchestrated this whole thing for her to have another Red Table Talk. He might have another movie coming out. Of course, everybody's gonna go watch it because Will Smith is still the man to most people, to the general public. You know what I'm saying? He's a universal icon, you know, and that's set in stone. As long as his image isn't tarnished, the bag is still safe. The brand is still safe, you know. And I say that to say this: part of the reason there's so much confusion and people are being misled to what's actually happening is because we all take things at face value. We take things so literal. We look at these celebrities and we think that we have some kind of connection to them and we know what's going on in their lives. You have to remember, these are entertainers, they're actors, they are the best of the best at putting on a front if they have to, you know? You don't think that throughout these Red Table Talks, they're putting on some kind of front just because they know it brings a certain level of attention, a certain level of traction, you know, and of course we eat it all up. We get into our feelings about it, and they probably sitting back laughing at everybody reading the comments. So before you sit there and start feeling bad for Will Smith, start calling him a lame and all that, understand that they're only giving you a small fraction of what's actually happening. Stop taking things so literal. You know, stop taking things for face value, man. Ask questions, have critical thinking. Part of the reason that we are where we're at right now, in so many other areas in life and in this world, why things are fucked up is because we do not ask questions. We don't think about hypothetical situations that could possibly happen. We just look at things, take them for face value, and run with it. You know, we got to learn to use our own critical thinking and look beyond the surface. And that goes for anybody. Anybody you see on television, whether it's celebrity, athlete, politician, a lot of these people are following a script. Even people in this YouTube space. You could take bits and pieces. You got to know how to separate what's real and what's fake. You know, the gap between perception and reality is a lot bigger than people realize. When that clashes, that's when guys want to become red pill. That's when you see these red pill communities of guys finally waking up. But you just been ignoring the facts, man. You've been forming these false fantasies in your mind, and we're conditioned and trained to think this way through celebrities. Celebrities paint this false image for us. Even me being a content creator, I have to walk the thin line between being who I am, putting out the content that I want to put out, versus appealing and giving the audience what they want to hear. Because let's be real about it. I could make videos all day about self-improvement, being a man, but you guys rather hear about fucking women, dating women, how not to get rejected, shit. You guys rather hear some gossip about some red table talk. You guys rather be entertained than to actually learn some shit of substance, some shit that's gonna take you somewhere, you know what I'm saying? Some shit that is actually gonna challenge you and make you into a better man. So just keep that in mind, man. Don't take things for face value. Don't believe everything you see. When something doesn't add up, ask questions if necessary. Form your own judgments. You know, don't be influenced by public opinion and public perception, because usually that's not really what's going on. It's what they want you to think. This is Upgrade Your Mindset. Like the video, comment below, share it, and I'm out, man. Peace.